Hey lovely makers, it's Jack from Sully's Clay. Today I'm going to show you how I size my rings when using silver clay so that you get a better understanding for yourself. A little tip, always remember that the clay shrinkage rate varies by clay brand, ring thickness, added texture, and if you've added any stones or embellishments. I'm using Art Clay Silver 950, which is a beautiful strong clay because of its properties that are 95% silver and 5% copper. It is a kiln fire only clay. Every brand of clay has a slightly different shrinkage rate, usually somewhere between 8 and 15%. So you want to get familiar with the clay that you're using as it really matters, especially when making rings. I'm going to show you 3 different ring designs. The first one we're going to label A. It is a thin band that goes all the way around. Then we move on to B. This is a much thicker band that goes all the way around. And then we have C. This is thinner on one side and thicker on the other, with also an overlap on one end. Using these designs as examples, I'm going to show you how I scale up according to the shrinkage. The final ring size that we are aiming for will be a J in all of these purposes. So for ring A, we would need to size up between 2 to 3 sizes to account for our shrinkage rate. So K would be 1, L would be 2, and M would be 3. Our final ring would need to be sized up to an L or an M. Moving on to ring B. As you can see, the difference between B and A. B is much thicker in its band size. So for this ring, we would need to size up between 3 and 4 sizes. So with our final ring being J, we would want to scale up 3 to 4. K would be 1, L would be 2, M would be 3, and N would be 4. So when making this ring, you would want to use an M or an N. Now moving on to ring C. Here you can see that it is much thinner on one side and much thicker on the other. Also on this ring it has an overlap, which means on one side it is much thicker in depth. So for this ring we would need to scale up 4 to 5 sizes bigger, with our final size wanting to be J. K would be 1, L would be 2, M would be 3, N would be 4, and O would be 5. So we would want our final ring between O and N. These ring molds are super helpful because you can actually make your wet stage ring directly onto these ring molds. I have a video which I'll share here on how to prepare these. One thing that I use every time when I make rings is ring pellets by Cool Tools. These can be fired. Our final ring that we're wanting to make is going to be a J. We would then match that with our ring pellet. For instance, I'm using a J, and then the correct size for the US chart would be a 5. I'd pop my pellet inside my unfired ring. Our unfired ring will be anywhere between 2 to 5 sizes larger than our pellet. Once we have fired our clay, the clay will shrink around the pellet and the pellet will stop it from shrinking any further. The end result being your correct size. One tip that I really like to use is a multi-sizer ring gauge. This is a game changer because it allows me to find out exactly how long I need to make my clay so that it wraps around my mould equally. So for instance, here I'm going to show you an O. I'm going to take my gauge and then I'm going to pop it onto the ruler and measure exactly how long an O is. I'm also going to plus around about 10 mil so that I have enough to overlap that I can cut off to make a seamless join. I hope this helped you feel more confident when sizing your silver rings and planning for shrinkage. All tools will be listed below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me for more. Bye!